Sorry, guys. I think we've got some trouble with our recording system. Let me just check what's happened. I don't know why. Okay, we're back. Sorry for this little time. Um, so good news, my friend. You made an amazing job creating an engaging community of people. Congratulations. You're a fantastic content creator. And now, what about monetization? You're just one step ahead to start it. Now, you have to work on your conversion funnel. Last week, we spoke about newsletter. This week, we are going one step further with landing page. So, are you ready to skyrocket your business? Welcome. I'm Frederic Bruno, and it's the Content Creator Weekly Show. So, before to start, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So we really appreciate your support. So, let's get started. Hello and welcome, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us once again. Sorry for this little technical trouble at the beginning. So it's an important topic today. To show you how to use effectively a landing page into your conversion funnel, I'm super happy to close this show with the one and only Cyril Costet, aka the Digital Transformation Navigator, aka Captain Cyril. How are you today, Cyril?
Captain Cyril. Where do you get that now?
Ah,
Good.
why Captain Cyril? Because you probably know that West Ham is
Ah,
won the European
Conference League.
championship conference league. Yeah, and you are a huge fan of Hammer.
Yeah.
So I just imagine you as a captain of the West Ham team.
Oh, very kind. Like Declan Rice, who probably is going to leave
Like
the team
Declan
by.
Rice. You are serious, the Declan Rice of content creation.
Oh, yeah, that's very kind of you, Frederic. Well, I wish I had the same talent and the same bank account by now. Uh,
So
but yeah,
what are we
super
going
super
to
proud to
learn
have one.
today? Thanks.
Well, you tell me. You tell me. I just turn up every Friday at 12 p.m. GMT plus one, and you ask me a question. That's the deal. No. We spend hours preparing this show. Today, newsletter landing pages. As you say, it's a nice complement to what we talked last week with newsletters. Um, Landing pages, people associate that naturally with brands and products, but not necessarily with content creators. And often when a content creator has one, it will be like one landing page or maybe two landing pages, but doesn't think about creating a landing page for each and every single product and services I can afford. Give you an example. Many coaches are also a consultant on the side,
Yeah.
or have so they have maybe a membership for their coaching program, and they have a course content that they provide. So that's already like three different product and services. That should be already three different landing pages. Then per audience, for example, if we say I am a coach and I help people being more confident for their job interviews. So I help people to get the job of their dream. Okay, that could be anyone.
Yeah.
So I can support people. I can work for companies and support basically people who have been identified by HR as need to develop their self confidence, be more assertive in order basically to get promoted in their career. But it also, can be new graduates who need
Yeah.
self-confidence also to get their first job, or can be someone later in their career, they spend 20 years in the same company and suddenly they are on the job market and they need to find their next role. So that's three very different audience, and for each of these audience you need a different landing page because the message is completely different. Even if your service is very similar, it's three
Yeah.
different hook story offer. Okay. If you follow Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, you probably heard that. You start with a hook, you get people's attention, then you describe, the story. How did you
Yeah.
end up, selling or doing what you're doing, and what is the offer that basically they cannot say no. So in
Fantastic.
short,
So
this is go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I say just maybe we can go now deeper and about the reason why people need a landing page. So, why do you need a landing page? Most of you say, Cyril, Fred, I don't need a landing page to convert. I use marketplace like Gumroad, for instance. Landing page could be just time and money consuming compared to such kind of platform. Okay, I hear you. And we can have debate on that because I think you could be wrong thinking that. Platform like Gumroad are really great. Really, this guy made a great job. But once again, you don't own completely your audience thanks to that. Just remember, and Cyril, we speak about that just before, the policy change on Gumroad at the beginning of the year. They
Yeah.
decided to increase the fee. So when all your business depends on one platform, how do you manage that? In my opinion, it could be a mistake. What do you think about that, Cyril?
Well, I think people have been very harsh with I forgot his name, the founder of Gumroad, and I went to a podcast where he explained, right after why he had to do that. Firstly, it's a bootstrap operation. He started the Gumroad like a very side business, and it's not a big business. Gumroad is quite small, and
Yeah,
his objective was like to provide the newsletters, credit card payments, extra, really facilitate everything for the content creators. There is an affiliation program inside. Everything, super easy to set up for content creators. And at one point, he needed to increase because once he needed to make a profit, he said he didn't make any profit. And if he wanted basically to expand, the capabilities and make Gumroad a bigger brand, he needed to invest in Gumroad and he needed to make a profit. And people have been very
yeah,
harsh to him because basically it was like he was
true.
making, if you were the lowest fee, he was like at 5% after $1 million plus sell, something like this, and it was going to increase to 15%. 15%, people say, oh, that's a lot. Well, most of credit card payment processors, when you consider
Yeah,
chargeback, etc., a 5% fee is not radical for credit card payment. After basically you have your distribution platform, you have your newsletter platform, as we saw last week. For example, with ConvertKit, if you start to have a sizable audience, it can be very expensive. So
absolutely. I'm
and
completely
an affiliation program that's going to handle all your affiliation payment, etc. So you have nothing to do. So yeah,
yeah.
for 15%, you have quite a lot in it. Don't just focus on the percentage.
Totally agree with you. Focusing on the percentage is a mistake, and people that have criticism against Gumroad about that, I think it's a huge mistake because if you compare to other existing solution, it's not so much. But my point of view is a little bit different. You know, Uh, I say when you are, for instance, on a platform like Gumroad, you depend on the way an external platform, a third party, push your content forward. This is the first thing. If you just use a platform like Gumroad, if you don't have any landing page or something like that, you are completely dependent on the way your offer is putting forward by Gumroad. This is the first thing. Second thing, if if tomorrow, for instance, Gumroad have some trouble, you will lost potentially your customers. You will lost your conversion tools. You know, so you have to create once again a new tools and invest into. And it's true for all tools at the end. So, in my opinion, it's just like with the newsletter. It's very important to own completely your audience and to use a tool like Gumroad as a complement of an existing conversion strategy, including landing page. Do you agree with that, Cyril?
Well, I think you are harsh because if you work with a platform and the platform close for whatever reason, you will be in the same position. Whatever platform you choose, so it's not specific to Gumroad in a
No,
sense.
no, I'm not speaking specifically about Gumroad. I just use it as an example at the beginning, but I'm not speaking exclusively of Gumroad.
Okay,
I
so
like what
this
they are doing.
but you're right, but I think it's not. I think it is a content creator responsibility to do backup regularly of the email list of their product, of their invoicing, of extra. That's part of any business. Resilience and continuity of business. When you're a content creator, whether it's a side hustle or your full-time job, it is a business. So
Yeah,
continuity of the
absolutely.
business, you need to be able to shift in a different platform in a short period of time. Fine. If YouTube closes
Okay,
tomorrow, where do you think all these YouTubers are going to go? Twitch, Dailymotion, they will go somewhere. Okay, it's not the
absolutely.
end of video on the
Yeah,
internet.
yeah, it's not the end of the internet, but building an audience on a specific platform takes times. It's a huge investment, you know, and so it's important to be sure to make your job before and to avoid to lose your momentum with your audience. It's always the same kind of thing, I just a short feedback. I'm not at the beginning. I'm not a content creator. I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm just a startup. And in a previous life, I was working on a wearables for kids. We've got fantastic result, really. Kids really love what we have done, and we've got some trouble with our shareholders. You know, some of them were public entity, you know, and they decided to leave the boat. And so, short story long, but we and they completely block the next round. And as a startup, when your next round is blocked, it's a huge problem because you lost not only money and time, but you can lost also your momentum. So we have two choice at that time. And after months of negotiation, we have two choice: closing the company or entering into a very long legal process, you know, to find a solution. With all the shareholder, we decided to close the company because if we enter this kind of process, we completely lost the momentum, you know. And at the end, the great work we do with people, with the kids, and so on, at the end, it will not count. It's not. 1 year later, for instance, you will not able to use this kind of work you have done before. You know. So I always say sales is also a question of momentum, and conversion is also a question of momentum. So if you lost this this momentum, don't think that you will be able to just copy and paste on another platform. I think it's not working like that. If you lost your audience on Twitter because Twitter is not now in Europe, for instance, you will not able to find the same audience in YouTube, for instance, or in Instagram, or in TikTok, or whatever you want. So I really want to say to people, be very careful about that. Master your conversion process, and a landing page is not only one but several landing page are important topic on this process. I don't know if it's a short story at the I think it's important to share this kind also of input with people.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good,
So
yeah,
Cyril,
to have a first-hand experience. Yes, sir.
so Cyril, now people, I hope, are convinced that they need landing page. Now let's see how to use this landing page into your conversion.
Ooh,
Oh,
the
you're
music
back?
is like super loud. The music is like super loud every time I have my hair
Really?
destroyed. Yeah,
Oh,
it's fun.
it's my rock and roll part, you know.
Okay.
So um, I want to speak about conversion funnel. First question I've got for you, Cyril, are you familiar with AIDA framework?
I'm going to pretend no. I don't know what is the
Oh,
AIDA framework.
ah, so what it is, AIDA framework? It's a great way to imagine your conversion funnel. So AIDA stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action. You know, and it's the complete opposite of what most people do on LinkedIn. So, for instance, when you and I think a lot of people are just fed up with LinkedIn message they receive every day. You know, they could be just they could be just
That would
like
be a
me.
different episode. Yeah,
That will be a
we can do
different
an
episode,
episode.
but
Yeah.
it's a good illustration of what um, AIDA framework is not. You know, because people contact you to directly sell you something, and they don't make awareness, they don't see if you could be interesting, they don't work on your desire, and they all the first thing they want to do is a good call to action, you know. So it's a completely what you don't have to do in your conversion rate. So if you use this kind of solution on LinkedIn, stop it. Now focus on AIDA framework: awareness, interest, desire, and action. And the great thing is, as a content creators, you already start all the awareness, interest, and desire part.
Yeah.
So it's very, very nice. Now you can just go to the end of the framework and speak about lead generation process. And we can make a distinction between two types of landing page. Landing page to work on the interest desire, and landing page could be sales page, you know. And with sales page, it's here you make the money. All the other part of the funnel is where you lost money, and your target is to lost the fewer money as possible. But the only part where you make money is on the sales page. So my question, Cyril, for you, I know that you are familiar with the AIDA framework and system. As a content creator, could you just explain us where and in in which target you are using landing page in this kind of framework?
So, as a content creator, it really depends on what type of collaborations you are doing with a brand when you work for, when you collaborate with a brand, or if you do for some of your products. Okay. Because if you are in a case of a collaboration, very often the landing page with the offer is managed by an external actor. Can be a marketing company, can be the company in itself, and you are basically in charge of the beginning of the funnel, which is the awareness. This is where you bring the attention, the story,
Yeah,
and you bring basically the traffic. You are here to bring traffic to a landing page. When you promote your own product and services, you are responsible for the entire funnel. So you need to
absolutely.
generate traffic to your funnel. So it can be one normal landing page, as we talked
Hmm.
earlier, and then you have your offer, and then you have, um, well, we don't really call it the sales page; we call it the offer page, because the offer, include a sell, but usually you have upsell, downsell offer, cross sell. So that's why it's not just a sell page. It's usually this part of the funnel is usually very complex. If we go back to the top of the funnel with the traffic, your job as a content creator is to master that. And you mentioned
Yeah,
that basically with LinkedIn. 99% of the message we received of LinkedIn from so-called marketers are not marketers, they are spammers. Okay.
absolutely.
Fred, I love what you are doing at Foxy Nerds. Oh, yeah, let's have a call and discuss how we can collaborate. And I think this is
Uh,
probably something I receive 10 times a day. Okay.
oh, if only it was only 10 times a day.
Well, and so that doesn't work. Okay. So we know that basically, if
Absolutely.
you want to establish a rapport with someone, you need to have, in average, 7 touch points. That's to say, you need to like their tweet, you need to comment on tweet, on the
Yeah.
LinkedIn stories. Uh, you can, say something in the company mentioning them, etc. But you need to have few touch points before you ask someone and say, "Hey, I love what you are doing. I like your comment. I agree with you, or I disagree with you." If you disagree with someone, someone will say, "That's interesting." Uh, so
The,
before you can say, "Hey, let's
what
have
you
a call and
say,
discuss."
in fact, is when your community engage with you, it's just um, an interest KPI at the end. It show you that people are interested on what you say, and these people are okay to go further and
Yeah,
into interaction with you.
yeah,
So
y-
that's why I always say don't focus on the number of your followers, but
exactly. I'll
really
give you an
focus
example. I'll give you an
on the
example.
engagement rate.
You could deal like Mr. Beast and he say, "Hey, look at my company. We are going to put our top exec in a glass box, and we are going to
Yeah.
see who is going to stay the longest in the box." Yeah, you are going to have a big audience. You are going to have a lot of engagement, but will it be the right engagement? Is it really how you want to introduce your company? So, what works for some people will not work for you. And we always, you know we often talk about this, Fred, about, what are your core
Yeah,
values? Why are you doing this? What do you believe in? You know, and it's always
absolutely.
this. If as long as you stay true to yourself and authentic, you will succeed at one point. If you don't succeed, it's
Yeah.
because there is no market for you. That's it.
Or because
So
you don't find your niche, or you don't find your niche. You're
yeah,
speaking to the wrong people.
yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And where once again we was digressing. Yeah, so basically top of the
As
funnel.
always.
So so top of the funnel, it's really the hook. It's a big promise in a sense. Is hey, if I talk for Foxy Nerds, is let us show you how to reduce your influencer marketing expenses by 50%, but increase your influence by 200%. So, if you see that, say, yeah, maybe I should check this page. So that's the big promise,
Yeah.
the hook. After you have the story, then you can use social proof, some of testimonials of your clients, showing some analytics of some previous campaigns related to the industry of the prospect. You know, a, a typical marketing page, but a bit more exciting.
But
Videos, and you are going to address all the senses. It's going to be text, it's going to be audio, it's going to be video. And you want to say something, Fred?
no, I say, uh, uh, really keep focus on the conversion funnel. You know,
I'm
because
coming there. I'm coming there.
yeah, okay, okay.
I'm coming there.
It's
So
my
now that you have,
it's on my MC job to be sure that you're coming to the conversion funnel.
I'm coming there. So now basically that you have your story, and that your story is aligned with the prospect or the visitor of the landing page. Then you say, well, there is only one offer for you, and this is what I suggest.
Yeah,
Uh, let's start with a call, or let's subscribe to the platform, and these are the kind of different services I can offer you, like do it yourself, done with you, done for you, etc. And this is basically what we call the bottom of the funnel, which
yeah.
is when you transform your visit into a sell. Um, but one
So
cell,
what?
okay,
Yeah,
just quickly,
just
one
go
cell,
ahead, please. Go ahead.
most of the time, the first cell will be insignificant in value,
Right. Yeah, I
very
agree.
low value. What you just want is to establish a relationship. Because once the most difficult part in a business relationship, especially for content creators, course creators, coach, is the first sell. So if you try to sell a product at $5,000, $10,000, no one is going. If I don't know you, I'm not going to give you that amount of money. So
That's why
we need to step back.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's why the awareness, interest, desire part of the framework is so important. Because if you are not doing great your job before, you will not be able to convert,
yeah.
or your
But what I'm
conversion
saying is,
rate will be
Fred, what I'm
ridiculous.
what I'm saying right now is slightly different. Is we have done everything that you've said, awareness, etc. Design. Uh, Now it's basically the sell, and the
Yeah,
first sell, the amount that you are going to ask must be something that is valuable but affordable, and it must be an amount of money that basically someone, if we talk about like more like coaching consultants, in B2B it will be slightly different.
yeah.
uh, that basically you know if you lose the money or if you've been tricked, it doesn't really matter. So that's something anything between $10 and $100,
Yeah,
and later
I
you upgrade,
I fully
later
agree.
you upsell.
Agree with you. Just remember always the examples of Apple or Google with the Play Store and the App Store. They when you create an account, they ask you to enter your your spending card number, you know, for one reason, not to simplify your life, but one, you have did it. After that, the selling process is easier than ever.
Mhm.
So when you have your new phone, you are super excited about it. You've got a lot of desire for the brand and so on. And they ask you at that time to complete your account and with your card number and something like that, because you are um, you are super happy, you are enthusiastic, and it is the right time to ask you for that kind of information. and and after that, the selling process is smoother than ever. It's just like what you describe at the end. Just ask for a small amount, but people who already pay you are really happy to do it again
Mm.
and again and again. But
And for
Cyril,
people who are in
small
a B2B,
small
yeah,
amount, but big values.
big values. And this is where you establish a relationship. Exactly. You're absolutely right. And exactly the same, I wanted to add something for people who work in B2B and who are listening to us. What will be the equivalent of, this small amount of money and value? That will be investment of time. What a prospect
Yeah,
can give you when you're in B2B is their time to participate in meeting, in workshops, and shape an offer for future services. So basically, you need to the monetary value doesn't exist. It's an exchange of their time. They say you make a promise that we are going to have a real strategy call or a workshop. That can be like 1 hour, 3 hours, and asking someone to invest 1 hour to 3 hours of their time with someone they don't know, but they
yeah.
think they can help them to solve one of their problem. It's huge. That's worth more than several $100. That's a big commitment from them. So
Never
the
forget
value
one
needs to be
thing.
there. Yeah.
Never forget one thing. There is a psychological bias we've got uh, inside of us, that it's very difficult for us when we buy something or when we spend time on something to look at us in a mirror and say we're wrong. You know, we will find a lot of excuse to justify this buying, to
Mm.
justify the hour we spend on something. It's a psychological bias. So if you are able to um, to make the first to make that people spend their first dollars on your product, they will be convinced that your product is great also, and they will be convinced that you are a great content creator, you make great content, and now it will be easier to develop your business.
Absolutely.
Very important bias, very important bias. So Cyril, just to conclude on that part, we can say that you can use landing page on several steps on the conversion funnel. You can use it, for instance, as awareness page with call to action to, for instance, newsletters, and you can use it as a sales page also. And so, really, depending on what you want to do, and we can also say that you can use it to make programmatic SEO thanks to the
Yeah.
content you are producing. So, for
Yeah.
instance, if you see that with your audience, there is some really important keywords, create create a lot of potential landing page for each of these keywords and be ranked very high on Google thanks to that. Every landing page is just speaking about one potential problem, one potential keyword, and you make people enter in your conversion funnel thanks to a newsletter they sign for. for instance.
Mhm.
And after that, you make, and we speak about newsletter last week, you make some nurturing thanks to this newsletter, and you will be able to send them to your sales page after. So you can use landing page on these two aspects. But programmatic
Very
SEO
true. So
very
just want
important.
something to be super clear. Just want
Yeah,
something to be super clear. One landing page,
speed.
one offer, one call to action.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's it. You can have
it's
hundreds of landing
it's a
pages. Doesn't
rules.
matter.
It's a
It's a
rules.
rule.
Absolutely.
One offer, one
Okay.
CTA, one landing page.
So now I propose to see how you can how to get started. In fact, with this with this. So, like for newsletter last week, don't worry about the tools or the budget. There are plenty of solutions for every budget. And I think, Cyril, you will show us some of them. But before showing you some example, I just want to remind you what's important to have in your landing page. We already spoke about some of these elements, but I just want to sum up them. First thing, clearly state your value proposition in the header. You have to catch the intention in what we call the God spot. And in fact, I see some statistic, and Neil Patel shares some of this statistic. Only 2 of 10 people will read the rest of the page. So you have to make your value proposition short, bold, and use it as a statement. It's the first thing. Second thing, we are for a large part of us visual people. So you need not only to put words, but to put also visual that catch people attention. It's very, very important. Use use this visual to show your product or to show the result of the product, but really it's important to work also on that part. Third thing, speak about features, and most important thing, benefits. I really say focus on the benefits. uh, People are not looking about features alone. They want to see what your product will change in their life. It's really important. And I want you to remember what I introduced one time. It's a 3D output model. When you think about outcome for people, don't don't only think about the operational side. Oh, this feature help you to do that. It's very basic. But think also about the emotional outcome. Think also about the social outcome of what you are doing for them. And doing that, you will be able to create strong emotional link with them and about your product and about the benefits of your product. And one important thing also, be clear about your ICP. When you are working on the benefits, you have to be clear on your ICP. If you have 2, 3, 4 ICP, you need to have 2, 3, 4 landing page, because benefits are not the same. And Cyril, you speak about that. Focus on only one call to action. Super important. The the the, the, the worst mistake I think you can do is to work on your landing page, make a beautiful God spot, and add a lot of great benefits of using your solution, so people read your page, and at the end of the page, you've got 2 or 3 call to action. So people
Yeah,
have no
that's the
idea
worst.
about what to do, and just see you later, alligator. It's exactly that.
Yeah,
Um,
when you're on Amazon, you have add to cart and checkout. You don't have, or are you sure you want to do
Absolutely.
that? Do you want to change the quantity? Do you want to, what delivery day
Exactly.
do you want? Is that one thing at a time? One thing at a time.
Totally agree with you. It's a great example. Uh, Put testimonials, visual proof, and I just want to share with you
Social.
a, sh- a short quote of Anne Handley, founder of ClickZ. So I'm pretty sure if you are active in marketing, you're familiar with Anne Handley. And she said, you could call yourself a good parent or a world-class marketer or an empathic friend. But any of those things will carry more weight coming from your child, customer, or best friend forever. You know? So it's super important to identify who influence your ICP. And the social proof you have to put is not about your best friend or something like that. It's the social proof of the best people to influence your ICP. So be very clear about their key touch point. And two other things, and Neil Patel, for instance, really insists on that part is give a guarantee. Give a guarantee, So, for instance, if you're not happy about what we are doing, don't be afraid, my friend. You will be able to be refunded. Think about the psychological bias I just shared with you at the in the previous part. If I agree to pay for something, I will have a lot of difficulty to convince myself that it's a bad investment. So you can put a guarantee. At the end, only a small amount of people will ask for a refund. So you don't take risk with that. And Cyril, you speak always about that, but integrate storytelling. It's really, really important. According to a guy like Neil Patel, this is the most important thing to have in your landing page. And to be honest, I fully agree with him. And Cyril, by your side, I know that you use some great tools to create landing page. Do you want to share some of them with us?
Yeah, sure. So I selected five. Okay.
Yeah.
I used two of them out of the five.
Okay.
Um, Two very different, by the way,
Maybe you can
because
share your screen with us.
yeah, but I'm looking for the button. It's coming.
I don't know
Okay.
why today we've got a lot of technical issues.
That's I need to select the window. Blah. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. In no particular order. Okay. In no
Okay.
particular order. So there are almost all of them tools that combine several tools. So they are not just landing pages. They are usually landing pages, funnels, newsletters. Some have membership management extra. So from very simple to very complex tool. Okay. So
Okay.
Unbounce is a relatively easy and simple tool to use. I would say it's a competitor of kind of ClickFunnels. It's a slightly
Okay.
simpler version of ClickFunnels. If you don't know ClickFunnels, you should buy now. In terms of pricing, it's not really for it's for like more like established, I would say, already content creators that say you already have a clear offer, you have some customers. So either you're in B2B and you are focusing on services, it can be a social media agency, you are a social media ghostwriter, as I am, and basically you are looking to attract new clients. But it can be also, as we said, the huge community and expanding communities of coaches that basically need this type of tools. You So that's great for landing pages, and but in terms of membership management, etc., it's not it's not that well developed. Okay, so
Okay.
that's one tool. Second tool, which is more like an almost exact direct competitor of ClickFunnels, is Lead Pages. That also uh, I'm sure many people will be familiar with. I've never used it, but I know it's quite popular with some pages. Some prefer it to ClickFunnels, not. Just comparing the features, I would say that if you are looking for something um, like a complete package, that's probably not what you're looking for. That's very much focusing on landing pages and conversions, not necessarily beyond that. But if you just need that, pricing is much cheaper than ClickFunnels or Unbounce. So that's an option if this is what you're looking for. Of course, and I haven't mentioned here, it's like if you are coaches, you probably need a platform to distribute your courses. So things like
Yeah,
Thinkific or Teachable, that also good options. Sometimes they're a bit pricey, especially when you want more options, but they are important to consider. Insta Pages, it's not something I've used. Once again, based on the pricing, it's not necessary for everybody. You already need to have like
yeah.
a good base.
And
But
I,
go
I have
ahead.
the opportunity to use Insta Pages,
Yeah.
and my feedback
Okay.
is it's a little bit frustrating to use it because
Yeah.
it's not a bad tools, but it's not so easy to use. At the time I use it, there is a lot of trouble with some integration and so on. So you really need to take time to invest in, and so I'm not sure it's for people with no experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And it's a very good point. Lead pages, Insta page, and ClickFunnels, you need to spend a lot of time in training and learn how to use the tools. They may tell you, oh, you need to drag and drop this and do this and that. No, no. Otherwise, you are just like, something that is completely irrelevant and not, you know, you just copy an exact template and nothing more. But
Yeah,
you don't want these platforms to do that. So you need to spend, if you want to do it yourself, you need to spend a lot of time, or you will need to work with someone to create the funnels for you.
absolutely.
So, so you need to spend either invest your time or your money, but the cost of the platform is not the only cost. That's a very good point, Frederic. Thank you for reminding me. Um, so
It's
I'm
my
glad
MC
you had,
job. It's my MC
yeah.
job, you know.
So yeah, so don't don't ever think like next week I'm going to shift to one of these platforms, because you need like a
Yeah.
lot more. So ClickFunnels, I use ClickFunnels. Okay, it's pricier, but it does much. mm, it's wider. And why I
Okay.
choose ClickFunnels, it's mainly for its integration, membership section, and now they have also the courses. So you can integrate on one platform. You have not only all the funnels, all your landing pages, but you have also
Mhm.
your newsletter, your courses, your memberships section in one platform. So the cost, see, it's not cheap, but so you still need to justify the investment. Plus the training, you need a lot of training. Or the advantage with ClickFunnels is you will easily find people to create the funnels for you, landing pages,
Yeah.
extra. And there is a big community. Uh, but, but yeah, it's you need to do the training. But that will be basically one of my preferred one. Advantages comes with a lot of templates. Okay. Um, it, so now the last two options. So these are like professional tools. I would say lead pages and ClickFunnels are like enterprise grade software solution as a service. Unbounce and Instapage will be like more business level solutions. What I'm going to show you are more like small businesses to business level solutions. Okay. So the first one is
Okay.
Wix. Okay. So the advantage of
Okay.
Wix and cards that I'm going to show you, which are very similar, is that basically you can create. Uh, you just basically select a template and you mix, you change the stuff, and you create your landing page. That's all is done. I think now you can do some e-commerce stuff extra, but as usual, just keep one tool for what it does the best. And I think that's
You can
probably
also mention tools like Squarespace. It's just working like
exactly.
Wix and Card.
Yeah, and well, card is what I use also. So the
Okay,
advantage is, yeah. So advantage, you see the cost is very low. I mean, like we are talking a tenth of
absolutely.
what ClickFunnels is doing. So if it's just what you need, just go for it. Simpler to use and cheaper to operate. Okay,
Okay,
that's and you have also here the business plan for e-commerce. If once again you are coaching, you are selling courses, you are selling ebooks, of other things, there are some advantages here also.
okay,
So you need to review, and once again, it's much more affordable and easier than ClickFunnels on the other plan. So card is probably the simplest thing you can use, and it's $20 per year. So like super cheap. There is a free version, but
okay,
if you need to connect your own domain names, you will need to pay $20. Okay. So super cheap. It does one thing: just create a landing page, and after basically you just connect to your newsletter tool, analytics tool. Uh, I'm just going to take one, for example, here, select. Uh, and what is great is that this is the desktop version of the landing page, and you can
yeah,
also switch immediately and see how it looks like on mobile. So you switch one to the other in no time. You can customize each button. So in these pages, it's not necessarily event. You can define the unclick settings. Say basically this is going to go to that form. Uh, the training is like in an hour you're ready to go. Okay, it's
okay,
super easy. If you don't want to do it, you will find plenty of people to support you to create your card page too.
okay.
So these are my two go-to tools. It's ClickFunnels and Card. As you can see, they
And
are
Card.
completely different products. So one is
Yeah.
super simple, do one thing, and I know there is no newsletters, there's no membership behind. It's just one landing page, one product. And ClickFunnels is for long term. It's building a business on it. It's very
And
different.
I think we can also mention one last tool is no code tools. It's Webflow, and
Ah,
you can
yeah,
create great also
yeah, yeah.
landing page thanks to Webflow. But it's a no code tools, but you need to have some coding notion to use it and to have
Yeah,
a great result, I think.
agree with you. So I think they have a certification or training program that I recommend you do.
Yeah.
That's a bit scaring what they show. You don't need to go to this level of coding, okay?
So yeah,
But
so
you
for
need,
more technical content creator, Webflow could be an option.
yeah, it's low code. I say it allows you to have full control on every single element of the page. Either content, visuals, positioning. You can all the actions on the page. Um, but it's like a click funnel tool. They say it's
Okay.
super easy. Uh, it's super easy maybe after 2 years of practice, yes. But you need to spend a lot of time. Okay, you need to invest a lot of time. A very powerful tool. I evaluated the tool. I didn't select it because it was too much time in terms of
Too
investment
much
and
time.
training for
I
me.
agree with you.
Well,
I agree
and
with you.
time is what I need the most. So it's what is valued the most. Um, but otherwise, you can see that in terms of cost, it's very
Of course,
it's super affordable.
affordable.
Again,
Yeah.
yeah, we are. So it's something between like ClickFunnels and Card. If you just need a simple landing page, go with Card. I mean, like it's $2 per month. Okay, we are talking about this. If you need something a bit more evolved with e-commerce capabilities, extra, go with Wix. If you're already
Okay.
an established business, extra, maybe go with ClickFunnels, pages. So we try to present, a wide collection of tools, and I hope everybody will find what they want.
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure. Thanks a
and there
lot,
is
Cyril,
always,
for all
yeah,
these tools.
yeah, and
And
there is
just to,
one last thing. There is always
yeah,
like a
yeah,
free trial period for these tools. So, go and play with it.
important,
It's free.
important, important. So thanks for all these tools. Now to conclude the show, I just want to share with you one last resources to give you great examples. So I will say, and I speak about that with you, Cyril, but if you have to know one resources about the landing page, for sure, in addition of this video, it's Roast My Landing Page. It's an absolutely wonderful website speaking about landing page with a lot of great examples. I just want to show you. So it's Roast My Landing Page. And for instance, you can say you can download 100 leading SaaS landing page and most important things, audit it. So it explains the building of the landing page, of how they do and something, and you can download for free. You also are able to see in videos some great examples. For instance, watch examples. You've got a lot of landing that have been roasted by Holly, and he make a great job to explain why it's important to have this part, how you can articulate your landing page, and so on. And for sure, if you are looking for a great uh, consultant to work with you on your landing page, you can hire also Oli for that. It's not affiliation, but I really think his job is amazing, and it's a bible for the landing page, really. And if you have a look about his own landing page, you will better understand why it's working a lot. So go to Roast My Landing Page. It's the most uh, important and the only important resources you need to better understand and to work on your landing page. You also have the blogs with all the examples, and it's a bible for landing page. So and I rather than show you some landing page example, I prefer to share with you this guy. He make an amazing job. Have a look on this website. It's it's really it's really crazy. Have you the opportunity to have a look on the website, Cyril?
Yes, no, no. I think it's super clear. A lot of great advice, super easy to use, and it's quite funny. Love it. I didn't know it. Thank you for introducing me to Ross my landing page. And the landing
So
page
next time,
is spot on, by the way. They say super simple,
yeah,
and
super simple,
only
super
there
simple.
is
You make
only
a
one offer.
great job.
And you can see there is one offer. Is roast me $350. Done.
Absolutely. One call to action. It's super, super easy. Super, super easy. So this is just a last example. So thanks a lot to all of you for joining us today. With Cyril, we hope you enjoy this video, and most important thing, learn something new. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content. You can follow us on YouTube at We Are Foxy Nerds, on Twitch at We Are Foxy Nerds, on Twitter at We Are Foxy Nerds, and on LinkedIn, LinkedIn/company Foxy Nerds. I think I don't forget something for Foxy Nerds. And you can follow Cyril on Twitter at Cyril Coste, and also on LinkedIn.
The same, Cyril Coste.
And by my side, you can follow me on Twitter at Fred Bruno and also on LinkedIn. So once again, thanks again for your support, and you will see in our next video. See you soon, guys. Stay inspired and keep creating amazing content. We are more than impatient to see your next landing page. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye, guys.